Have you ever looked at your business and thought, I'm making money, I'm closing deals, people think I'm successful. So why do I feel exhausted all the time? Why does my business feel heavier instead of more free? Why do I feel like I can never fully unplug, never fully rest, never fully breathe? Because somewhere along the way, so many women in real estate were taught that success is supposed to cost us something. Our peace, our health, our relationships, our evenings, our weekends, ourselves. But what if burnout isn't proof you're successful? What if burnout is proof something in the way you're building your business is unsustainable? Today, we're talking about what peaceful profit actually looks like in real estate. Because I think this industry has sold women a version of success that's way too expensive. Is your mind constantly racing with endless to-dos, yet you still feel stuck? Are you feeling guilty when you unplug? Or are you exhausted from hustling nonstop? Hi, I'm Lesa, wife, mom, grandma, and business owner for over 3 decades. I know what it takes to build a business you love without burning out. If you're ready to trade overwhelm for clarity and create a business that honors your values and your life, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath, close those 12 browser tabs, and drop the hustle. It's time to become the Balanced Businesswoman. Hi, friend. Before we get into today's episode, I want to personally invite you into a private business diagnostic conversation with me. This is a focused one-on-one conversation designed specifically for experienced women in real estate who are successful on paper, but feeling stretched thin, overwhelmed, or disconnected behind the scenes. In this private session, we get to the root of what's creating the pressure. We clarify what truly deserves your time and energy right now, and we create a clear, grounded plan so you can move forward feeling calm, confident, and back in control. No rushing, no surface level advice, just real clarity and intentional direction. If you're ready to stop carrying it all alone and step into the year feeling supported and steady, head to bit.ly/bb-diagnostic and book your private business diagnostic conversation today. That link will also be in my show notes. Let's anchor you back into peace and into a way of doing business that actually works for your life. Okay, let's dive into today's episode. Hey friends, welcome back. Wow, we made it to episode 5, the final episode of this money series. I think this may be the most important episode of the entire series. Because if episodes 1 through 4 were about exposing the problem, this episode is about redefining success. Not industry success, not social media success, not look at how busy I am success. Real success. The kind that actually feels good to live. So let me share a story. A few years ago, I remember sitting at my kitchen table late one evening, laptop open, phone beside me, emails half answered, half listening to the TV, thinking about 3 different clients, feeling behind on at least 10 things. And from the outside, I looked like a successful realtor. I had years in the business, people respected me, I knew what I was doing, I was producing, I was building. But internally, I was exhausted. Not just physically. I was mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted, decision exhausted. And here's the crazy part. I remember thinking, Why does success feel so heavy? Because nobody warns women about this part. Nobody talks enough about the emotional weight of constantly holding everything together. The business, the clients, the family, the schedule, the emotional labor, the follow-up, the availability, the expectations. Especially for women. Especially for women in real estate. Especially for women who are nurturing by nature, as most of us are. And I think so many women in this industry quietly become the emotional support system for everyone around them, while nobody is checking on them. And eventually, you wake up one day realizing your business is profitable, but your life feels depleted. And that is expensive. That's what I mean when I say burnout is expensive. Because burnout costs more than people realize. It costs your peace, your creativity, your energy, your confidence, your patience, your joy, your health, your presence. And eventually, it starts costing your business as well. Because exhausted women stop leading proactively. They start surviving reactively. And there's a difference. You know what survival mode looks like? It looks like checking your phone constantly, feeling anxious every time it buzzes, saying yes immediately because you're afraid to lose business, over-explaining your boundaries, feeling guilty resting, thinking about work during dinner, feeling like your business owns you, being technically off, but mentally still at work. And if we're being honest, a lot of women in real estate have normalized this. We've glamorized exhaustion. We call it ambition. We call it hustle. We call it dedication. But sometimes it's just burnout wearing a blazer. And here's the thing that nobody talks about enough. The women creating peaceful profit are not necessarily less ambitious. They're just building differently. That's the shift. They're not trying to prove themselves through exhaustion anymore. They're not building businesses that require them to be available 24/7 to survive. They're building sustainable success. And I need you to hear this. Peaceful profit does not mean small profit. That's important. Because sometimes when women hear words like balance, peace, ease, you immediately think, well, that sounds cute, but I need to make money. Ladies, peaceful is profitable, actually profitable, because burnout businesses leak money constantly. Let's talk about it. Burnout businesses create inconsistent lead generation, poor lead follow-up, emotional decision-making, underpricing, lack of systems, overworking, resentment, reactive scheduling, inconsistent visibility, and burned out women often discount too quickly, over-deliver unnecessarily, tolerate bad client behavior, avoid delegation, avoid boundaries, and say yes when they mean no, and stay overwhelmed because chaos feels productive. Does any of this sound familiar? And eventually, their businesses start depending on their exhaustion to function. That's not freedom. That's survival with a business license. So, what does peaceful profit actually look like? Let me paint the picture for you. Peaceful profit looks like waking up without immediate anxiety. It looks like knowing your business can breathe without you gripping it constantly. It looks like systems, structure, clarity, boundaries, support, intentional lead generation, better clients, cleaner communication, confidence. It looks like I don't need to chase every opportunity because I trust what I'm building. Let me say that again. Peaceful profit looks like I don't need to chase every opportunity because I trust what I'm building. And can I say something that might be a bit controversial? I think a lot of women are trying to fix burnout with time management, when the real issue is capacity management. You don't necessarily need a better planner. You need a business that stops requiring constant overextension, because you can't organize your way out of chronic emotional exhaustion. You can color code that calendar all day long, but if your business model depends on you overgiving, you'll still burn out. This is why I teach boundaries so much. Not because boundaries are trendy, but because boundaries protect profitability. And yes, we're going there today again. Boundaries protect your energy, your focus, your consistency, your client experience, your nervous system, your sustainability. Women without boundaries often end up building businesses around urgency instead of intention. And urgency is exhausting. I remember years ago, I used to feel guilty not answering messages immediately. Like if I didn't respond fast enough, I'd lose the client, lose the opportunity, lose the relationship. But eventually I realized constant accessibility was training people to expect immediate access to me all the time. And that's when I had to start asking myself, am I building a business or creating a lifestyle where I'm emotionally on call 24/7? Because those aren't the same thing. And I know some of you are listening and nodding right now because you know exactly what I mean. You've answered text at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., during dinner, on vacation, at your kids' event, in the grocery store, even at church. And technically, nobody forced you to, but internally, you felt responsible. And that's the part we need to heal. Because peaceful profit requires emotional maturity. It requires trusting that rest is productive. Boundaries are healthy. Clarity builds trust. Simplicity scales. Consistency matters more than intensity. And honestly, I think women in real estate need permission to stop performing exhaustion as proof they care. Ladies, this is your permission. Stop it. You can care deeply without sacrificing yourself. Now, I want to talk about lead generation for a second, because I know some of you just tensed up when I said boundaries and peace and started wondering what happens to your pipeline. So let's address that directly. Peaceful profit does not mean you stop marketing. It means your marketing becomes more intentional, less frantic, less desperate, less throw everything at the wall. The women creating sustainable businesses usually have clearer messaging, stronger positioning, healthier visibility habits, consistent relationship building, systems for follow-up, repeatable processes. They're not reinventing themselves every week. They're building trust consistently over time. And that's what I've personally had to learn as well. You don't need louder marketing. You need clearer alignment. When you're operating from a place of calm and clarity, your message lands differently. Your energy lands differently. Your clients feel it. Peace actually makes you more magnetic, not less visible. I also think peaceful profit requires a mindset shift around enoughness, because many women secretly believe if I slow down, everything will fall apart. But what if slowing down strategically actually helps you lead better? What if peace improves decision making? What if rest improves creativity? What if boundaries improve client respect? What if calm leadership creates more trust? Here's what I've seen, both in my own life and in the women I coach. When you stop running on empty, you start showing up differently. You stop second-guessing yourself in negotiations. You stop underpricing because you're too depleted to hold firm. You start attracting clients who respect you because you've made it clear you respect yourself. That's not a soft concept. That's a business strategy. Because frantic energy affects everything. Clients feel it. Your family feels it. Your body feels it. You feel it. And can we normalize something? You are allowed to want money and peace. Both. Not one or the other. I think women have been conditioned to believe they either hustle for success or choose peace and settle financially. No, ma'am. We're not doing that anymore. You can build a profitable business that also allows you to eat dinner peacefully, sleep well, take a day off, go on vacation, protect your energy, enjoy your family, feel present in your life. That's the goal. Not just more money, a better life. And that's why I created my ALL framework. Because sustainable success requires all three pieces. Align with your inner CEO, learn to create balance and boundaries, leverage with systems and support. Because if you skip any of those, the business eventually gets heavier. I think one of the biggest lies in this industry is successful women can handle it all. No. Successful women learn what not to carry. That's wisdom. So as we close out this series, I want to leave you with something real. Not a checklist, not a challenge, just a question worth sitting with. Ask yourself, what is my business currently costing me? Not financially. What's it costing you emotionally, physically, relationally, spiritually? And then ask, what would peaceful profit look like for me? Not for Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook. Not for the industry. Not for comparison. For you. Maybe it means fewer clients, but better clients. Maybe it means clearer office hours. Or one day off each week. Better systems, stronger boundaries, more intentional lead generation, support, slowing down enough to actually enjoy your life again. That matters. Because the whole point of building a business is not to create another prison. And friend, if this entire 5-part series has taught you anything, I hope it's this. More money will not automatically create peace. You have to build your peace intentionally. That's leadership, that's alignment, that's sustainability, that's peaceful profit. I truly believe the future belongs to women who learn how to build sustainable businesses instead of performative success. Women who stop glorifying burnout, women who stop abandoning themselves in the process of building something great. Women who understand your business should support your life, not consume it. So as we wrap up this series together, I want you to take a breath, a real one. And remember this, burnout is expensive. And peace pays. And it pays well. Thank you for spending the last 5 weeks in this series with me. Now, go build something beautiful and sustainable. And I'll see you next week. Hey ladies, I hope today's episode gave you something to think about and a little more breathing room as you move through your week. If it resonated, I'd love for you to share it with a friend, hit follow, and take a moment to leave a review. Your reviews mean the world to me, and they help more women find this podcast. For more support and connection, you're welcome to join my free Facebook community at bit.ly/thebalancedbusinesswoman, where we continue these conversations together. That link will be in my show notes. Until next week, take care of yourself. And remember, your business should fit your life, not the other way around.